Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, based on the time you are accessing this material. Welcome to Flutter Mobile App Development, and this is week 5. Week 5 is about installation of the Flutter for Android Studio, which we'll be using to develop our mobile app. And I believe you've already been to Kuulchat.com under courses, information, technology. Then Flutter, and I hope you've taken week 1 already. In week 1, we talk about how to install the Android Studio, which we'll be using for our Flutter development, which we'll also use for our Dart programming language. So I believe you've already taken week 1 already. If not, then when we get to the stage where we will be using our Android Studio, you need to install your Android Studio before you continue. So we are on week 5. Installation. Now, when you are installing Flutter, you make sure to avoid problems. Make sure you get the latest Android version, Android Studio version. So the Android Studio version, make sure you download the latest. If you don't have the latest, please uninstall your previous version and download the latest. Then with the Flutter tool, you Google, then you get the latest version of Flutter. So you just go to google.com and type Flutter download. You have Flutter download or installation, any of them. Okay, so the main website is flutter.dev. So that one is a matter that they are the developers of the Flutter mobile environment. It's run by Google as well. So you can click on any of them. It will take you to that website. Okay, so now if you are there, you need to select your operating system you are using. So if you are on Windows, you select Windows. If you are on Mac operating system, you select it. If you are on Linux, you select it. If you are on Chrome operating system, you also select it. So based on your operating system and the one you select, I am using Windows. So in this tutorial, we are going to use Windows steps. So if you are using Mac and other ones, just click on it and follow the steps. So these are the basic requirements, system requirements for Windows applications. So you need an operating system of either Windows 7 SP or later one. Then you need a space of 1.32 gigabytes, and that excludes your Android Studio you'll be using for your coding and the running of your application. Now, if you are going to use a Windows command prompt, you also need the PowerShell 5.0 or newer one. This will enable you to run your Flutter commands in the command prompt. Other than that, you have to use the Flutter command that comes with the Flutter installation or in the Flutter package. So first, get the Flutter SDK. So you download on the Flutter Windows this one, which is a zip file. So you download it now, and then you unzip it. So the size is around, I think, more 500 and something. So it's huge. So if I say I'm going to download at the time I'm doing this tutorial, it's going to take a longer time. So I've already downloaded it. So That is my downloaded version. So it's a zip file. So a zip file is a compressed file. So you just click on it, then it will give you an option to extract it. So you click on extract. So once you click on extract, then you choose the directory where you want to save your file. So now you can extract it to the same directory where your zip file is. Now then you click on extract. Now that one also takes some time before the extraction is done. So I've already extracted mine. So you just extract yours. Now after you've extracted your copy, just double click on that one. So this is the one I've extracted. As you can see, I'm going back so that you can see it yourself. So that's it. So it's just the extraction of this one, which gives me the actual folder. So just double click on that folder. Double click on that folder. Now, then you copy this Flutter folder. This Flutter folder that you are seeing there, you just right click, then you copy. So when you copy, this is supposed to be in the C drive. It's supposed to be in the C drive. The Flutter installation is supposed to be in your C drive. So you just right click it, copy, then you go to your C drive. Now in your C drive, you can directly paste it here. Or if you wanted to put it in another subdirectory of a main folder, then that one you can create that folder. Then you can copy and paste the Flutter into it. But remember, the path to the Flutter, you also have to take note of it. So if there is a folder here and you copy the Flutter into it, then the path will be the name of that folder / Flutter. So we have the path is going to be C, then the 2 column, then slash, then the name of the folder / Flutter. But if your Flutter, you copy it directly into your C, then the path is just going to be C, then dot, then slash your Flutter. So that one is your personal decision. But I have copied this one directly into my C drive. So that's the Flutter you are seeing over there. So after extracting it, you double click on the extracted file, the folder, then there will be a Flutter folder in it. You copy the Flutter folder, then you come and drop it in your C drive. So you can either drop it in your C drive, or if you choose to create a folder and put it in it, you also have to take note of the path to the Flutter SDK. Then if you decide to put it in a folder, it's going to be the name of your folder / the Flutter. But if you put it directly in your C drive, then your Flutter path is going to be the C / your Flutter. I believe it's clear. So now remember, never drop the Flutter in the program files. It shouldn't be any of these. Why? Because if you put your Flutter in any of these, you will need an administrative right to run your Flutter, which will give you a lot of headaches. So please never drop your Flutter into any of these folders where you need an administrative right. So if you choose to put your Flutter in a different folder, just create a folder then and drop the Flutter in it. Never drop it in any of these folders. Okay, so we continue. So we go back to our Kuulchat.com, then we continue with the lesson content. So now we've talked about this one, we've talked about that one already. Okay, now if you want to use the command line prompt for the Flutter, you need to write the path of your Flutter so that when you are writing Flutter commands, then the command line can recognize it. So if you've not recorded your Flutter path, when you are typing Flutter commands on your command prompt, it's not going to recognize it. It will tell you that that command is not recognized. Now, to update your path, we need to follow the following step. So on your search button of your Windows, if you are using Windows 10, it's just at the bottom. You just type the keyword env. You type the keyword env, which will open the environment and variables for you, where you put the path of your Flutter so that the command line prompt can recognize it. So type env in your search box. Okay, env. Okay, so that's the option. So edit environment variables. Edit environment variables. Edit environment variables. So you just click on it. Okay, so there are a number of environment variables of your system. So now our environment variable is supposed to be path, in the path. So if your environment variable does not include a variable called path, if it does not include any of these, if all this does not include a variable called path, then you need to create a new variable by clicking on the new. But as you can see, my computer has the path variable already. So I then have to edit and add my Flutter path to this path as well. So when you're adding a new one, it should be after the semicolon. Then you write it. When you are done, you can also add your semicolon to it. So you click on the path. If the path already exists, click on the path and click on edit. If the path does not exist, you click on new. You click on new, then you enter the variable name. Here, the variable name will be path. Then the value will be your Flutter path. So in this tutorial, my Flutter is in my C drive directly. So my variable name is going to be the C, then uh, the column C column, then slash, then Flutter, then slash bin, then I end my semicolon. So now the variable name path already exists, so I don't have to do that. So I just have to edit the one which already exists by just clicking on it, then click on edit. Okay, now with the edit, when you click on edit, for some system, you just have to add a semicolon to it, then you enter a new one. But with this Windows 10, just click on new to add it to the path variable. Then you have your C. So you have your C with the semicolon. Then here the source, we don't have any folder here, so that's not the source. So it's going to be C slash our Flutter, because we didn't put it in any folder. We put the Flutter directly in our C drive. So we have C column slash Flutter. Then we have our bin, so slash, then slash bin. Then we end it with our semicolon. So where is our variable? Now what? This one has vanished. Okay, so have edit new, so C, then our Flutter, then slash, then slash, then our bin. Okay, so here, since with this operating system, then you don't need the slash, the semicolon, because it just be adding, so it will automatically add a semicolon to each of the variables, the values of the variables. So you just click on OK, then OK. So now if you check the variables, you can see that now we have our C, then our column slash footer slash bin, then our semicolon. So now when we run our footer command in our command prompt, those commands will be recognized in our command prompt. So now you close your variable, like it says you have to close and reopen any existing console windows. So we haven't opened our console windows yet. So now in case you have a console windows open, you just have to close it after. If you open it before you recorded the path, you have to close it and reopen it again. But we haven't opened any console windows yet. So you open a console window, a command prompt. So just in your search button, search this and just search cmd for command. So cmd. So you have cmd. So cmd command prompt. So when you click on your command prompt, okay, so now it's a command prompt. At the default path is c colon slash users slash hp. So now this is not where my Flutter SDK is. So I have to move out of this folder, then I have to move out of that folder, then I get directly to the C drive. Then I can move to my Flutter directory to run my Flutter commands in that directory. So now, like the content says that we've done this one, we've recorded our path already. So we are here. Okay. So now, like the content says, to move out of a directory, we use this command cd with 2 dots after it. So we have cd dot dot. We'll exit a directory. So now we want to exit 2 directories here. We want to exit HP. We want to exit users. So we'll have cd 2 comma. Okay, then enter cd, then 2 comma, 2 full stop, then enter. So now we've moved out of those 2 directories. We've moved out of HP, we've moved out of users. Now we are in the C directory. So now we have to move into our Flutter directory. And it says that to move to a directory, we use the command cd. So we use the command cd. So we have to type cd and the name of our directory is what? Flutter. So our command is going to be cd, then Flutter. Then you enter. Now we are in this Flutter directory. So now we can run our Flutter commands in the Flutter directory. So now to check the status of your Flutter, to know the issues you are having and how to resolve it, you need to use this command, Flutter with a space, then doctor. Flutter with a space, then what? Doctor. So we have Flutter, then space, then doctor. So once you run it, you patiently wait. Remember, if you have not recorded your Flutter variable path, then when you run your Flutter doctor command, it will give you an error that that command cannot be recognized. That's why you need to go and record the path of your Flutter so that your command prompt is able to recognize your Flutter commands. So we patiently wait whilst the command is being executed. so that we can know our issues. So the doctor is like it treats our Flutter to know if we need to do some adjustments so that we can have a complete working Flutter. Okay, so that it runs, it says welcome to Flutter. Now, checking Android licenses is taking unexpected long time. So it runs, then it gives us a feedback. Then it will give us all the issues we need to resolve so that we can have a healthy Flutter environment to do our development. Okay. Oh, unfortunately, I have three issues to resolve. So how do I resolve them? So let's go back to our tutorial so that we follow one after the other to resolve them. So issue 1 says that 100 licenses not accepted. So like it even gave a suggestion on how to resolve it. It said to resolve this, run Flutter, then space, doctor, then 2 dash, then 100 licenses. Now what this does is that after you've run it, it will list all the 100 licenses you haven't accepted yet. So then you just enter Y for yes to accept, then one after the other until you accept all the 100 licenses. Then that issue will be resolved. Then the number of issues left will count down. Okay, so now it says run Flutter doctor 2 dash, then 100, then dash, then licenses. Take note of the spelling of the licenses. I remember one student spelled it Licences. So that's the spelling. So once you've done that, you click enter. So we wait. So it's fetching. And remember, once you are doing the installation, you need to connect to the internet because there are a number of downloads. There are a number of downloads that needs to be done. It says 7 of 7 SDK package lines not accepted, 100% computing updates. Review licenses that have not been accepted. Y/N warning. Far. Okay, so we wait. So you press Y after that information. So you press Y for yes, so that you get all the list of the licenses that have not been accepted yet. So all these are the licenses. So when we were here, where it says warning, this is just a warning, it's not an error. So, but it says we should press Y or no So you have to press Y for yes. Then all the licenses will be open for you. So you can view the licenses and agree to them. Y is for yes, N is for no. So you enter yes, 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 yes. Of course, I haven't tried entry Y and N for a particular stage like disagreement, see the consequences. But ideally, if you are using their platform, you have to agree to all the things. So you just enter Y for yes. If another come to Y for yes, if another one come to Y for yes, if another one to come 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 Y for yes. Okay, so all SDK package licenses accepted. So now one problem has been resolved. So now let's run our Flutter Doctor to check if that problem has been resolved. So Flutter, then Doctor. Okay, so now with that, we check how many illness we have to resolve so that we can have a healthy working Flutter. So it gave us 3 categories to resolve, and we hopefully resolved one. So now we are left with 2 categories to resolve. 2 categories to resolve. Now, the second one, Flutter plugin not installed. That plugin not installed. So we will go back to our material and see how we will be able to do that. Okay, so installing Flutter and that plugin for Android Studio. So you go to File, then Settings, then Plugins. So File, Settings, then Plugins. So once you are there, you see uh, the Flutter plugin. So you just click on it and install. So now it says we should go to File, Settings, then Plugins. So the plugins will be loading. The plugins will be loading. So when you click on the Flutter install, it will automatically add the that plugin because Flutter needs that to work. So it will automatically add it. So you just click yes. Okay. So that's our Flutter plugin. We haven't installed it yet. So we just click on install. Now you just have to accept. Then it will tell you that that also needs to be installed. So just click install. Okay. So once the installation is done, you just click on apply. Then okay. Okay. Now we need to restart. We need to restart our IDE for it to take effect. So okay. So now our Android Studio will restart. So if your Android Studio does not start automatically, restart automatically, you can just close it and launch it again. So now okay, so if it doesn't start automatically, just close it. Then restart it, then you restart it again. Then after that, we will run our Flutter Doctor again and check if that problem has been resolved. Okay, so we load our Android Studio. Okay, so now it will be loading the components of our previous project. So once it has loaded, then we can try our command prompt again. But by this time, I think the changes have been updated. So let's run our Flutter Doctor. So let's run our Flutter Doctor again and see what it tells us this time. First, let's see. Just close. Okay, so Flutter Doctor, please check my condition. Flutter, away from the slash. Flutter Doctor, it's typo error. Flutter Doctor, please check how I am. Check if I'm healthy. So Flutter Doctor is checking and examining the condition of my Flutter. It's running, it's running, it is running, it is running. Checking, 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 checking. Okay, so hooray! So now we are only left with one issue to resolve, our device. So Flutter says we haven't connected any device yet. So once we've been able to connect an Android device, our project or our Flutter, then we'll have everything to be in good shape. So now, if you follow our week 1 installation of Android Studio, in that tutorials video, we considered how you activate your Android device so that you can use it for debugging, so that when you connect your Android device to the computer will be able to recognize it. We talk about it, but we can go over again as the week 5 also went back to that lesson to recap what we talk about. So now it says that if you are using Android version 4.1 and lower, when you go to settings, when you click on your settings, when you click on the settings, you will see the developer options already there. You see the developer option already in the settings. So if it is already there, then you just click on developer options, then you tick debug, and now you just enable USB debugging, then it will be enabled. But if you are using Android version 4.2 and above, then you need to go and click on settings, then about phone. Now when you click on about phone, you will get something like this, where there is a build number on your phone. So you have to click on this build number a number of times, and as you click, it will be telling you, if you get to certain stage, say, oh, you are this number of times away from becoming a developer. So you just click until you click the number of times. Then it will activate your developer options for you. So it says that build number 7 times. So you click on it, the build number 7 times. Then once it's get to that level, it will even says that you are now a developer. So once that has been said, you go back to your settings. So you go back to your settings. So you just click the back button to go back to your settings. Now when you go back to your settings, you see that now developer option is in your list of setting list. So now you just double click on it. Now once you double click on it, you see the USB debugging. So you just enable it. So you just tick that enabling, the setting enabling, just to enable it. Now once you've enabled it, connect it to your Android Studio to check if your Android Studio recognizes your device. Then if not, for some mobile devices, you need to install the applications that connect your phone to the computer for your phone to recognize, for your computer to recognize or share images, SMS messages, videos, and the rest with the computer. So some mobile devices, you need to install that one before your mobile device is being recognized. For instance, I'm using Huawei, and on the Huawei, I need to install the high suite in order for me to be able to connect my mobile device to the computer for debugging. So now, by default, when you plug in your mobile phone to the computer, there will be a prompt that you should double click on that drive to see what happens. So when you, by default, they put the installable on that drive. So when you click on it, the installation will automatically start. But you can also download the high suites online, then install it for the Huawei phones. So in our previous week one, I showed you one of the listen I've downloaded, which I installed. So that's the high suite that I installed on my computer before my phone was able to recognize by my Android Studio. So now you installed whatever software you need, but first of all, connect your phone first. Now, if you connect your phone to the computer and it takes a longer time, it never recognizes that a device has been connected for testing. If no device is connected, you can see that it says no devices connected. Once we connect and the device name is shown here, then we know it has recognized it. So once Android Studio recognizes it, then Flutter also recognizes it. Then that issue will have been resolved. So now just connect your Android device to the computer and wait for a while and see if this changes to the name of your phone. Now once it recognizes it, it will even say physical device connected. So if you will waiting, you will to load the name of the phone. But if you wait for 20 minutes or more and still, then it means you may need to install the software for your phone that you need to install on the computer in order to transfer files and other stuff based on the type of phone you are using. I have to install iSuite and I've already done the installation. If you check the week one, you could see that the step that I double click on the week one the tutorial video. I double click on the installable file and I follow the step and I was able to install. So that's the iSuite. I'm talking. That's the software for the Huawei for sharing the SMS and the videos and other things. So once you click, it will even ask you if you want to allow debugging. So you just click allow, then it will automatically enable the computer to see your phone as debugging. So now I'm going to connect my Android device. So now you could hear the sound as I've connected my Android device. Then now you see it says select what happens to this device. So now it says allow USB debugging. So now I want my phone to be seen as a device. So I just click on OK. Now I can also confirm it here. Now for high suite, they also need confirmation digit. But even though you don't need to confirm these digits for your Android device to recognize your phone if there is a physical device connected. So you just wait. So now you can see Android device has recognized, Android Studio has recognized my device. So that is the name of my phone over there. So it means that when I click here, I can run my code on the my Android device. So now we can go back to Flutter. Since Android Studio has recognized our device, when we run Flutter Doctor, it's supposed to tell us that we don't have any issue. Now we are as healthy could be. So now Flutter Doctor. Doctor, please check my F condition. Doctor, please check my F condition. Still, it's not recognizing our device. I think it gave me a notification to allow debugging. So maybe at that point it's saying it's like it's not stable. So let's try again. So Flutter Doctor, check my condition. Flutter Doctor, check my condition. Flutter Doctor, check my condition. Flutter, no issues found. So we've successfully installed our Flutter. So now let's run our first Flutter application. So we go back to Android Studio, then we create a Flutter project and install it on our mobile device so that you can have a feel of it. Your first Android app using Flutter is going to be awesome, isn't it? So we go to file and in the Android Studio so far, then new, then you click on new Flutter project. Okay, so now Flutter application is what we select. We are not developing a plugin or package or model. We are creating a Flutter application. So we select that one, then we click on next. So that will be your Flutter name. So your project name, whatever name you want to call it, then you have it here. Then your Flutter path. So your Flutter path, where we did our installation of our Flutter, then we can browse to it. So it's in the C, then Flutter. So that's our Flutter path. Okay. Now where do you want to save your project? So now on desktop I have Android project. Now to differentiate between native Androids and Flutter projects, I can create a new folder. I can just write Flutter project. So wherever you want to save, so you create a folder where you save all your Flutter projects inside. Okay, so project. Okay, so you have Flutter project. So now I can save my projects there. So desktop, okay, then Flutter project, okay, okay. Now just a brief description of your project. So I can write my first Flutter application, my first Flutter application. Then you click next. Now in our week one, I explained this one, but I will repeat it again. Now, your package name is a unique name that for your app on the Play Store, and Play Store use this one so that it will monitor which people have installed your app. And if there is any updates for your app, is this package name that will be used to alert all those who have installed the app so that they can do an update. So it's supposed to be unique because each package is supposed to be so that there's no confusion. So, and it's use the idea of a domain name. Now, a domain name is unique. A domain name is a name that identifies websites on the internet. So a domain name is unique. It can be .com, it can be .net, and the rest. So it uses that concept. So we have com.example. So you can just, in the example part, you can just erase it and put a unique name there. Normally, people use their company name. So I work with Kuulchat Media. So I can just delete here and write Kuulchat Media. Kuulchat Media. Okay, so my package will be com.kuulchatmedia.flutter app. Now, in the sense that in the company, we haven't had any other app by this name. I don't know if you have an app on the Play Store and I'm naming it this way, there will be confusion, so that will not be allowed. So, if the company has a list of apps and this is not the same with different name, of course, then this is unique because no other company will be using our domain name to create apps of the same name. So now once you've done that, you just click on finish. Now it creates the project for you. So you wait while Android Studio creates your projects for you. This may take a while, but to successfully create it. Okay, so at the bottom you can see the feedback. So two processes run. Keep on. So until all the processes are done, then the project will be created for you to click on the run your project. So because I already have the previous project for our Android studio installation, I have a previous project in it. So now it's asking me if I want to launch my project in this window or in a new window. So I can just click on a new window. So that's our Flutter project here. So that's how Flutter project looks like. So I've already connected my device. Then I can click on run to run the app. Then this is not Flutter should be okay. So that should be our Flutter project. Okay. So now we've created our first Flutter project. Now we will run it to see how it's going to look like on our phone. Then this week will be successful if you've been able to install your Flutter. So the subsequent week we will start to be developing our Android applications. That was awesome, isn't it? Yes. But it cannot be so wonderful if you haven't successfully installed your Flutter. So I believe you followed all the steps and you've gotten to this stage where the Android Studio recognizes your mobile device and you've been able to install your Flutter application with no issue. So now we click on run so that we run our Flutter application on our mobile device so that we can see the look of a Flutter app. Okay, so it has started. So it will assemble, then to do the installation, then it shows on our mobile device. So as you can see, it says launching our main.dat on this. We will later consider all these codes. So this week, the code is not our priority. Our priority is being able to do the installation successfully. So it's running the Gradle task, it's assembling our project. So as you can see, it takes a lot of time. So you patiently wait whilst the assembly goes on. And once that is done, then you see that you say installing on your device. Okay, so now you can see it's preparing install Android SDK. Now it's preparing to install it on the mobile device. Okay, it is rather installing Android SDK. So it's not yet ready to install on our mobile device. So like I said earlier on, when you are creating the mobile app development, make sure you have enough data with you. So you try to connect to the internet, because most often whilst you are running your code, then downloading will also be going on in the background. So patiently wait whilst Android still does its own thing. You can just go for some coffee and tea. By the time you can move fully, it has installed it on your phone. Okay, so build is successful, even though it says the error launching application. I think maybe the phone was asleep, but it has been able to install my application on my device. So I hope yours too was successful. Now, we'll later on consider other features of the Android Studio in our subsequent lessons, like the auto reload and the rest. Later on, some of these icons, we will talk about them. But today, our main objective was to be able to install Android Flutter so that we create applications of Flutter using the Android Studio, and that we've been able to do that. So the steps in summary for the week to end. So first, we downloaded the latest version of our Flutter. Then we have to unzip it. And when we unzip it, there is a folder in it called Flutter. We copy that folder to our C drive and we paste it there. And when we paste it there, in order for our Flutter commands to be recognized on our command prompt, we needed to create a variable for the path for the Flutter. And we did that by just searching for env, and we got the variable environmental variables, and we made change to it. Now, when we check on the variables. There was already defined path. So we had to add our Flutter path to it. So you just click on new if you are using Windows 10, like you saw in the video. Then we click on new, then new brought another input. We added C with the two dots, the column, then slash. Then because we dropped the Flutter folder directly in the C, so it's supposed to slash directly Flutter, then slash bin, then you click OK, then that is it. So now once you've recorded it, you just close it. Then you can, if you've already opened a window prompt, you just close it and reopen another window prompt. And once you've opened the window prompt, now you should be able to write the Flutter command. But before you write the Flutter command, you have to go to the directory of the Flutter. So you have to go, by default, your command prompt will be in a different directory. So you have to move out of those directories until you get to the C drive. Then once you are in your C drive, then you move to your Flutter directory. To move out of the directory, we use CD, then with two dots. Now, so you keep on moving. After you move the first directory, you move to the subsequent, you move to the subsequent until you get to the C drive. Now, once you're in your C drive, you have to move to the Flutter directory. So use a CD command. So you just enter CD, then the name of your folder. So here, if you drop it directly in your C, the name of your folder is going to be Flutter. So CD, then Flutter. Then you are in the Flutter directory. So you can now run your Flutter commands. So to check the status of your Flutter, you needed a command Flutter space then doctor. So we run that command. Then the doctor will check the condition of our Flutter and give us areas in which we need to resolve. And when we ran it, we got three areas, categories we need to resolve. And one was concerning licenses. So we have to run our command to accept the licenses. And the second one was the installation of the Flutter plugin on our Android Studio. So we had to install our Flutter plugin, and automatically when you install the Flutter, it will tell you that you need to install that. So you just accept it, then that will be installed for you. Once that is done, now if there is no connected device, then you have to connect your Android device to your computer. Now, the previous week, we considered when we were considering how to install Android Studio, we got to know how you can activate the developer option on your phone. So we just did a quick revision of it. That you go to settings, and the setting, if you are using higher version of Android Studio 4.2 and above, the settings will not say developer option directly if you haven't activated it yet. So you just click on about phone. Then when you click about phone, the next screen that shows up, there will be build number. So you click the build number 7 times. I don't know if it varies from phone to phone, but once you click, your phone will alert you the number of times you are left to activate to become a developer. So once you reach that number, then it will even tell you that you are now a developer. So you just go back to your settings screen, then you will now see the developer options there. So you click on the developer option, then you will enable USB debugging. Now once you've enabled it, now you can now connect your phone to the computer using the USB cord. Now once you connected and Android Studio is on, you just wait for about 10, maximum of 30 minutes. If Android Studio has recognized your device, the name of your device will be over here. So once your name of your device is over there, then of course, then your device has been recognized. But if not, some devices you need to install the software that enables you to be able to share like SMS and phone photos and videos with the computer. So each phone and the kind of software they will need. With my Huawei, I needed the high suite, so automatically when you connect your device, it will prompt you, then you can do the automatic installation. But if not, you can download the high suite on the internet, then you can do the installation. Once you've done that and everything goes on well, even it will alert you that if you should allow debugging. Once you've allowed debugging in a couple of minutes time, you see that Android Studio will now recognize your device. Now, once your device has been recognized, you can create your first Android project. So we follow the step by just going to File, then New Flutter project. Now you can go back to the video, you see the step. Once everything is done and the project have been created, you just click on this green button to run your the main dat, which is the main program here. Once you run, it does the building, then once all the building is done, then the installation will be done on your mobile device. And once everything is successful, you will see the mobile device or the screen of your app on your mobile screen. So I'm continuing with the Kuulchat.com. So in the Kuulchat.com, we've done this one already. We've resolved all the possible issues. We've created our first Flutter app already. So I believe you also got something like this. Flutter demo homepage. Now that's what you're supposed to see. Then this one shows that it is on the debugging. It's not we are debugging. So it writes a watermark that we are debugging. Now what this application does is that when you click on the plus, this counter changes. So it will say you have pushed the button this many times. So when you click one will be here. When you click two will be here. Three in that order. So you can be testing it on your mobile device if you've successfully been able to install your Flutter. So that's it. Now you can see your Flutter application based on the name of your application by the Flutter icon, then the name of your application beneath it. So if your application name was my first, then you see the Flutter icon, then my first there. So that is it. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this video and for following our course content for week 5. And if you have any issue, don't forget, just log in to Kuulchat.com. You come to the page. On the front page, on the home page of the course, you can see chat with the instructor if you've logged in. So if you've logged in already, so if you don't have account, just register. If you have account, just log in. Then you come back to the page. Then on the home page, if you've logged in, on the home page, you just click. So on the home page, so if you haven't logged in already, it says log in or create account. So once you log in, it will give you the possibility to chat with me. So you click on chat with instructor, then you can send me a message that I can reply you. So any error you get, just take a snapshot, just send me, WhatsApp me, or you can also create a ticket, a programming challenge ticket, so that we can also, myself and our colleagues can also check and assist you so that you can resolve your issue. So that's what we are here for. We help people academically, especially the programming aspects, math, science, and other subjects as well. So thank you very much and have a lovely day.